What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Welcome back. I'm Sean.
I'm Jen.
And today, we're going to talk about funny. I guess they're not funny. I mean, they are
Some
funny.
of them are not funny.
Bridezillas and other horror stories that we've heard.
And experienced.
Mm-hmm.
So, one of the things I've taken to doing lately is reading about the kind of bride that I am not. Mm-hmm. So, this is a Jen and Sean's Excellent Adventure video, sort of. This is me reminding him of why he really does want to marry me. Because there are some brides out there that are just, brides and other members of the wedding party that are just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay? And so I've been reading a lot of these things on Reddit, and we were going to, review some of them for you guys, but, dude, these stories are really long. They write a whole book. So mostly we're just going to talk about ones that we've seen, and then I'll give my own, take on it, or you'll give your take on it, or I'll tell you about an experience I had with it as either the bride or a bridesmaid before. So, yeah. The first one I want to talk about is a lot of times the posts that you see on, we're going to review some Bridezillas or whatever. A lot of them are the bride demanding what their bridesmaids look like and how much it will cost them for the weekend or for the entire year sometimes. There was one that I read that said all the bridesmaids had to be blonde. All the bridesmaids could have their hair no shorter or longer than their shoulders, and they could not be any more than 115 pounds. That was actually something that was sent in a text to a bridesmaid. The reaction from the bridesmaid was perfect because she was like, no, no, and no. First of all, I'm not even 115 pounds. I'm a very small person. What the heck?
I am not 115 pounds either.
But that's just that's really difficult and what kind of bride decides that she's gonna demand her bridesmaids are a certain weight? That's the worst thing I've ever heard. Never mind the rest of it. That's probably the worst thing out of anything we're gonna say tonight in this video, because that's awful. People are beautiful in all shapes and sizes, and no number on a scale can be a requirement to be in a wedding.
They'd be sitting there and be like, all of our bridesmaids, none of them can be above 5'5". Everyone has to be below 5'2" or something like that. Just giving height requirements. They'd be like,
yeah, it's I guess I can't come then.
I'm 6 foot. What would I have to do? Look at my buddy Ray and be like, hey, I'm 6 foot and he's 6'2". I'd be like, hey man, I'm gonna wear boots. I'm gonna need you to slouch. Well, now, what do you tell somebody? How do you
bridesmaid that responded to this bride was like, I'm 160 pounds and I love my body, so you can just F right off. It was great. The response was great because that level of Bridezilla is terrible. What bridesmaid would dye their hair just for a wedding? If you asked me to dye my hair red for a wedding, I'd be like, well, I'm not coming then. Do you know how long it took me to get this blonde? And it's not even that great. But it took me a really long time to get this blonde. I ain't coming.
Yeah.
So it's just, that was one. And others are demanding that the bridesmaids purchase a very expensive dress, somewhere between $100 to $500 for the bridesmaid's dress. Plus, there was one where a bride was like, okay, and all of my wedding party must purchase this dress. It is $300. You must purchase these shoes. They are $75. You have to pay for your hair and makeup. That's going to be about $150 total. And you have to do exactly what I say as far as hairstyle and makeup style, and nothing to overshadow me. And that's what these brides are saying. And I'm sitting here I would back out of this wedding party so fast. I have been a bridesmaid a few times. I have never been told, other than you have to wear this specific dress, or you have to wear a dress in this color, go get it from David's Bridal or whatever. I have never been told how to wear my hair. I've never been told what I can do with makeup or what shoes I was going to wear. Shoes I get if it's a short dress, but if that dress goes all the way to the floor, dude.
Who cares?
Yeah, I think I wore combat boots to one of my friends' weddings, and then the first wedding I was a bridesmaid in, I was the maid of honor, and we all got the same dress, but we all had a say in picking it out. It was expensive, but I was only 20, so I didn't really know what expensive was. I was just like, here, have all my money. We did have to wear very specific shoes, I think, but none of it was like forced. It was all, well, you know, if you want to, this is what we could get, and we all agreed on it. We all had a say. It was fine. What I'm doing with my wedding, our wedding. Sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that, but I
went from the bride.
Yeah, as from a bride's perspective to like brides nerds and grooms geeks. Especially since we do have so many people that fall into an array of gender identities. I wanted to make sure everyone was comfortable. So I know we've talked about this before, but like, I am not going to send out a text going, okay, everyone needs to buy this dress and have this hair and blah, blah, blah. It's more like, here's the color scheme. Just find something that makes you happy to wear in that color scheme. End of discussion. That's all I said. I had no preferences on hair. I had no preferences on makeup or shoes. I did say, like, if I could approve it, that would be great. Not to, like, just so that somebody doesn't show up and, you know, the color scheme does include green. So, like, just, I don't want somebody to show up in a Green Lantern cosplay, which is great.
Ray.
But that's something that would be saved for, like, the other event that we're doing. So, like, my approval isn't as...
But could you imagine sitting there and looking at all of our friends and be like, okay, your hair has to be shoulder length. Andrea would be like,
bye.
I got short hair. Good. I'm good. No. Cam's
if I really had
like
that
you.
requirement, I would pay for everyone's wigs. That's all I'm saying. If I had the requirement for everyone to have the exact same hair, I would have to pay for their wigs.
I also like the idea of us approving what they're getting, not because of that, but because of what if person A and person B pick the same outfit?
There's that, but also, like, if somebody could pick, like, a fancy 3-piece suit, and somebody else could pick something that's, like, a casual sundress. That's fine. I just don't want somebody purchasing, like, a ball gown, and then somebody else comes up in a Hawaiian shirt. You know? Not because I have an issue with it. Honestly, I don't care. But I don't want anyone to feel underdressed or overdressed next to each other, because I know I feel like that. I'm still trying to find out what to wear to my 20-year reunion. I asked them, I said, so, dress to impress, is this formal or semi-formal? Like, should I be getting a ball gown? And nobody answered me. So I still don't know what to wear. So it's less approval and more like giving advice, knowing what this person's wearing so I could help this person decide what to wear, you know? So anyway, these Bridezillas have been making me really mad. I'm like watching it and I'm just like, people like this exist?
Oh, yeah.
People like this actually exist? I know I'm the anti-bride, but I didn't know that it was that bad.
Yeah. I saw one, it was on the TV show, Bridezillas.
Oh, no.
This lady was mad at her mom because her mom had put on a couple pounds bigger than, and so she was somewhere, like they were getting their nails done or whatever. She shuts the door and drives and says, well, my mom can spare some weight so she can walk to there. That's your mom.
First of all, again, everyone's beautiful in all shapes and sizes, and I'm sorry, the bride shouldn't be allowed to go to that wedding for that comment alone. I know it's her wedding. I don't care.
I was just blown
If I was
away,
that mom, I would not have shown up to the wedding. I would have been like, that's the rudest thing you've ever said.
I would have been
on national television.
On the walk back to my stuff, I would have been like, hi, I would like to update my will. She's removed. You know what I mean? Like,
that reminds me, my dad always like threatened to put us in the will. He's like, don't you do that, I will put you in the will. And we're like, no, Daddy, no. It was so funny.
Nice.
It was just a big joke because he was all like, all I'm going to leave you with is debt. I'm going to put you in the will. And we're like, no.
No, don't do it, no.
That just reminded me of that. But yeah, if I ever said anything like that about my mom, which I never would, please smack me so hard that I age 20 years, Mom. Smack me that hard if I ever say something like that, because that's not okay. That is not okay to say.
I think you'd have to worry about your brother whooping you.
My brother would whoop my butt.
People are like, what'd you say to our mom?
Yeah, what did you say about Mom? And then I'd be toast. That's it. But yeah,
it's
that makes me really mad.
Yeah, it's crazy just how entitled some of these people. I get it. It's your big day. It's your day. Guess what? It's not your day though.
It's
Who's the other person that's getting married with you?
All these brides on these things that they like post, they always say, "It's my day." And I'm like, technically, it is both of your days. This is about you two coming together. That's the moment that you know that marriage is probably just going to be rocky, if anything, just because when a bride says the wedding is their day, to me, that says that they are not considering that this big pivotal life-changing event between the two people has anything to do with the other person except they can just show up.
Yeah.
And that sets a tone for the relationship, in my opinion. This is it's just a party. The biggest deal is that we're, legally binding each other to each other for the rest of our lives. And wait,
like
that's
super
scary.
glue.
That's scary. Wait, can I back out? Todd and Amy are like, no, you can't back out.
Yeah, we have friends that are coming up to the wedding, and they were like, "You guys can't cancel now. We already bought our plane tickets, so
yeah.
guess we're stuck."
Oh, darn.
But no, it's just crazy. Like there was one that $300 dress. Like they demanded that they paid $300 for this dress, but then the bride was like, "And because you're a part of my bridal party, you're one of my bridesmaids, you're required to give me a $300 gift."
Right? Oh, like, okay, first of all, gifts are not required at a wedding. I know it's a faux pas to not bring one to someone's wedding, but let me just state for the record of the world, gifts are never required at a wedding. That's just rude to say. Okay, at least at ours, gifts are not required. We will happily accept gifts from people that want to give us something for that, but like, they are not required.
Oh, no.
You being there means everything to us. We don't need anything more than that. We have a registry, but we don't need anything more than that.
Only because the webpage site thing required us
No,
to.
it's important to have a registry because you'll have family that can't make it, but they still want to show like, well, but I wanted to be there, and I want them to know that I wanted to be there, so I'll purchase a gift. Or you'll have family that just really, they're very traditional. It's important to have that, but I mean, we don't need a gift.
Us trying to figure out what to put on a registry
Our registry's hilarious. His dad, actually, his father sent a picture via text, and it was the Star Trek, what's it called?
It's
the pizza cutter, the Enterprise pizza cutter. And he goes, "This would make a fun wedding gift." And I was like, text him back, tell him it's already on the registry. Because it was. I already had that on the registry. I was like, I'm a nerd. He's a nerd. This is good. So yeah. If you ever go to a wedding or you're in a wedding and the bride's like, gifts are required.
Buy him a card.
Rethink your friendship. That's not nice.
Buy him a card. 99 cents. Boom. Gift.
Yeah. It's not nice at all. One of the things I saw wasn't the bride being a zilla. It was actually the mother-in-law being a zilla. There are a few posts, more than a few. There's a good number of posts where a bride will post that their mother-in-law wore white to their wedding. Sometimes like an actual wedding dress. My first wedding, my mother-in-law wore white. She said, "It's off-white." And I was like, "Girl, that's still white." And I didn't even notice. I didn't have any problem with it that day. People after the wedding told me, they're like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I mean, I'm tired. Why? What's up?" And they're like, "Did you not notice that your mother-in-law was wearing white to your wedding?" And I was like, "Nuh-uh." And then I had to go back through pictures, and I saw it, and I was like, "Okay, what?" And I am not truly bothered by that, but knowing that she knew what it meant, that she knew that you weren't supposed to do that, and what it means, like when a mother-in-law wears white to your wedding, there is a meaning behind that. It's a little symbolic of how she feels about the bride and about the relationship between the bride and the groom. And it's inserting her dominance and her place. That's basically what it is. At least some of the time. I would assume the other part of the time is just them wanting attention. But like, don't wear white to somebody else's wedding is the big thing, because you people notice and they judge you for it. I learned people judged her a lot for that. I wasn't mad, but in hindsight, knowing that she knew what it meant, I'm like, Oh man, she really hated me, didn't she?
Mm.
So yeah.
I don't think my mom's gonna do that.
No, your mom's not gonna do that.
If my mom had any issue with the wedding, my mom would not be busting her butt to like help us out.
Oh yeah, no, your mom is the best. Actually, I'm really not used to having in-laws that actually like me. So this is new.
I think my parents like her more than me, but
they like me more than they like you. Not they like me more than you like me.
oh yeah, that's what I meant. That they like her more than they like me. Yes.
What's another one? Oh, a lot of the ones are Bridezillas asking for free stuff from photographers, DJs,
gosh.
Videographers, people that make things. Asking for free stuff, okay? Like, we are working our butts off to be able to afford a videographer. A videographer for what we want is going to be about $3,000. That's a lot of money. But he's a videographer, so he knows exactly how much work goes into all that. Yeah. And even if you weren't a videographer, I would never assume that I could just get someone to do how many hours of work for free?
Like 6 at least.
It's a whole day. No, they have to be there for like 10 hours.
Oh, yeah.
And then after the fact, I would say it's more than 6. That's a lot of work. You have to go through the footage. You have to pick the footage. Yeah. You have to edit the footage.
6 that day, yeah.
No, it's like 10 hours that day. And then I want to say it's like at least 3 weeks worth of work to get a video done. And then there's different videos. You'll get like a highlight. Yeah. You get a highlight video. You'll get a full video. You'll get like the raw footage of the day, that kind of thing. It's a lot of work. A lot. And to think that you can just get that for free. Oh, just give it to me as a gift. I don't know you, is basically the response that all of these Bridezillas are getting. Yeah, like, well, give it to me as a wedding gift. It's like, no, you pay for a service. I don't know you.
Yeah, they'll have ones where they're like, they're making something that they made for their friend, for their best friend for their wedding. And they're like, well, you made it for them, so you can make it for me, right?
And the person's like, who even are you? Like, you know my friend, but I don't know you. I'm not going to make you that for free. Like,
and they're like, well, that you're being unfair, and you're not being a good person, and all these, and just like all these rude things to these people. And I'm like, at that point, I'm sorry, I would be like, yeah, I got you. Can't wait to see them. They're free. Can't wait for you to see them.
Oh, rude.
If someone comes at me and calls me names and attacks me,
because and they say the nastiest things. I'm like, first of all, how could you even be that rude to a single human being? Like, I couldn't. I just couldn't.
I don't know. I just can't imagine just being that just nasty to somebody, and just because
they wouldn't do you a favor. My dad taught me that if somebody does you a favor, you can't be mad at them for anything. And if somebody doesn't do a favor for you, you still can't be mad at them because they didn't have to do that favor for you. You can't be mad either way. You can be disappointed that somebody wouldn't do you a favor. Being disappointed is a natural emotion. But you are not allowed to be mad at somebody for not doing you a favor. Like, you don't have to have a favor done.
Yeah.
But, yeah, to be fair, for my first wedding, I had free photography. I had a couple of friends who brought their cameras, and I said, would you mind taking photos at the wedding? They don't need any editing. I don't need anything from them. I just want pictures taken. We don't have any money. Would you do it? And they were more than happy to snap some photos throughout the night. I got great pictures. They weren't perfect pictures. They weren't edited pictures. Actually, 3 people took photos at the wedding. My maid of honor did a lot of our photos as like a gift, and then one of my bridesmaids' moms did a lot of the photos as a gift as well, and I thought that they were so sweet to do that for me. But they weren't edited. You pay for the editing and the time. I was lucky to have people do the photos for free, but like, if we want good photos, we're gonna have to pay. And people charge thousands of dollars for it, and it's because, what's that song? It costs that much because it takes me in hours. That one.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't heard that on TikTok, it's hilarious.
And it's funny because, me...
Sorry, that was really out of key.
Me also being a photographer, she's seen me spend hours just editing photos.
Yep. I've seen him spend 4 hours editing one picture.
I had to sit there one day and remove dandruff.
Piece by piece.
But that's the thing is like when you see someone who does that work, or if you're someone who does that work, you see what goes into it. These people are like, well, you're just taking pictures, and really it's just your camera that does all the work. Yes, just so you guys know, the secret to being a good photographer, your camera takes really good photos. You don't do anything.
Yeah, if that were the case, when he and I took the photos of the same thing, they would look the same. They don't. Not even editing. He takes a better picture. He knows angles. He understands framing. I go, cool.
I went to school for this. Sky, though. You know, I paid for school for this.
Yeah.
So,
and
but, yeah. But to sit there and just go, well, it's my wedding day, so you should do it for free. Or for what? What should, well,
as a gift.
I've got 2,500 followers on Instagram.
Oh, right.
For exposure?
Yeah, for exposure. Oh yeah. Our landlord loves it when we pay with exposures. I actually earned a couple of extra exposures this month, so cool. We could probably go out to dinner.
Oh.
It's great.
You can go to that.
Yeah. Artists cannot live on exposure.
Here's a rule of thumb. If an artist comes to you and offers to do something for you,
accept.
For exposure?
Yes, that is fine. That is fine, but never ask an artist to do something for free for exposure. Mm-hmm. Even if you have like 50,000 followers or 500,000 followers, artists deserve to be paid for their work.
Let them be the one to initiate.
Yeah, let them come
extra.
to you.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, these Bridezillas have been plaguing me. I'm so upset that people like this exist.
Thank you for not being one of them.
Why would you ever think I could have that in me?
I don't, but thank you for not being one of them. But
I feel bad because our wedding is a destination wedding, mm-hmm. and I already feel bad that I can't give my bridesmaids or brides nerds and grooms geeks, I can't give them money to travel. Like, I don't have the money to just be like, oh yeah, I covered everyone's hotel room. I wish I could do that. Mm-hmm. I'm going to try to work out a good rate for them, but like we have a lot of them. Like we can't afford that. So I feel bad. I'm sitting here feeling bad that I'm costing people money. And I even told everybody, like, you can still be a brides nerd and a groom's geek even if you can't be at the wedding. Mm-hmm. We'll still do all the fun stuff, the bridal party stuff that happens. We'll do it here in Florida. We'll have parties here. We'll have like a Disney day or something, and everyone will be able to be a part of that. But if you can't make it to the wedding, that does not mean that you can't be in the wedding. We will find a way to include you. Because I feel so bad. It's so far. Mm-hmm. And it's on a Friday. Like, I think it was better than being on a Sunday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because at least people can travel the next couple of days if they want.
Yeah. But yeah.
It's crazy out there. Just some of these people and their demands. And it's just like, why? Like, I get it. Like you said, like, it's your wedding day. It's you and your spouse's wedding day. But guess what? It doesn't give you the right to terrorize somebody else just because they can't make 250 of something in 3 days.
Yeah.
You know? Or,
I don't know, just don't demand too much of your bridal party mm-hmm. because they are there for you. They're basically doing you a favor. Mm-hmm. Honestly, any bridesmaid, they're literally doing you a favor. Is it an honor to be chosen to be a bridesmaid? Yes. But as a bridesmaid, do you know what your job is? To, like, help. Literally, you are a maiden of the bride. That's literally what it means. You're there to make sure that the bride has what she needs. You're there to hold the bouquet. You're there to make sure things are going right. You have a job. Like, you're basically being picked to do a job. The bride has no reason to be mad at you. Ever. Mm-mm. Ever. I've seen bridezillas be like, one of my bridesmaids has tattoos and I need to find a way for her to cover them up. And it's like, you knew your friend has tattoos. Like, why are you that mad about it? If they're close enough to you to be a bridesmaid, you knew they had tattoos.
They're like, well, they have a full sleeve, and that's going to distract from my pictures.
You knew they had that full sleeve. If they're close enough to you to be a bridesmaid, you've seen their arm at least.
It's not like all of a sudden it was just like oh, by the way, we've known each other for 15 years, but did you know I have this?
Right? Although I cover my arms all the time, so everyone on this channel probably thinks I'm tatted.
Yes, it's just like...
I'll let you believe that. It's fine. But yeah, you knew this person.
Mm-hmm.
Or like one of them said, oh, well, one of my bridesmaids dyed her hair black and my wedding's in a year. What am I going to do? I'm like, first of all, your wedding's in a year. So, second of all, you have no control over what your bridesmaids do to their own bodies at all. The day of your wedding, you can make requests about what they wear. You can have requirements for what they wear and how they present themselves with hair and makeup. That is your right as a bride if your bridesmaids want to go along with it. You do not have the right to tell somebody that they can't dye their hair a year out.
Hi, we're planning on getting married in 17 years, so I'm going to need you to not dye your hair. Fair? What? I couldn't imagine telling someone, oh, in a year, we're getting married and you're going to mess up your hair now? Like, what?
These Bridezillas are too much. If we
head.
come across more, we'll make another video if you guys liked this. But my first time around, I was very, very fortunate. I had wonderful bridesmaids, and I hope that they felt like I treated them well. I didn't require too much. I let them pick their own dresses. I just picked a color.
Here's how Jen would be a Bridezilla. I'm just going to give you guys a random occurrence that happens on occasions. We'll be sitting there. I'll be in the kitchen. And she'll go, hey, can you grab me a drink? And then she'll go, if not, it's okay. I can get it. Tell me that this how would you ever be a bridezilla?
I thought you were going to make a real scenario of me being a Bridezilla. I'm like, is it because I was thinking about having everybody carry little wallies? Is that being a Bridezilla? Like,
no, but like legitimately, she apologizes for everything. Because she wants to make sure she doesn't inconvenience anybody.
I don't want to inconvenience anybody.
So like,
I'm already inconveniencing the whole bridal party by getting married in Ohio.
Sucks to be them. They got to drive. You want to come hang out with us? Drive. No, no. I'm the Bridezilla, apparently.
No, you are not the Bridezilla.
No, I'm probably one of the most easygoing people on earth.
But I like how involved you are. Mm-hmm. I will say, he's very involved in the process. It's been great.
Mm-hmm. Look, I can't just show up that day and be like,
honestly,
where am I standing?
He's the one that's sending out all of the invitations and save the dates. I haven't sent out a single one. Mm-hmm. I love that. That's great. You even made the save the dates. That's the perks of being engaged to a photographer.
And digital artist.
Yeah, digital artist. He actually just made our save the dates. It was great. And our invitations. We just got them in the mail. Yay. But yeah, we should probably end this video.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Bridezillas, guys.
If you guys have any crazy stories that you've heard,
write
we
them
want
down
to hear
below.
them.
Write them down below, and then we'll make a reaction video to that.
Or if you were in a situation where you had to deal with a Bridezilla or
please tell us.
A mother-in-law Zilla.
A momzilla.
Momzilla.
Mm-hmm. Tell us.
Yes.
We want to know. I want to know how bad it could have been for us.
Or something crazy that you saw someone request.
Yeah, like, oh, and if you're like a wedding vendor, like a caterer or a photographer or something, yeah, tell us some fun stories, because weddings are stressful to plan and we need to decompress, and this is how we do it. So
by making fun of other people
and being grateful for who we are as people. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us today. Subscribe. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button. We are slowly working toward 1,000 subscribers.
We're on that road to 1,000. We've currently backed out of the driveway to a little over 100 on our way to pulling
We're at
forward.
172 as we stand today.
We've shifted into drive, and we're starting to move forward out of the driveway. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. You guys have been amazing on this entire journey between Jen and Sean's excellent adventure to just our random stuff that we post. We hope you guys are having a blast with us. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button.
I must be really tired. I can't stop yawning. Thumbs up for being tired.
Thumbs up if you're tired.
Thumbs up if you're tired.
But thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Sean.
And I'm Jen.
We're out of here.